The ACC Women's Lacrosse Championship presented by Ally continues from Charlotte, where 2 spots in the semifinal have already been secured. Boston College taking care of business against Duke 15-9. And then a thriller in quarterfinal number 2. Notre Dame behind Casey Choma's 4 goals. Just held on to beat Virginia 15-13. You take a look at our championship bracket. The 1 o'clock matchup in the semifinal on Friday. Boston College and Notre Dame. Who will meet them? Syracuse and Virginia Tech battling right now. North Carolina and Clemson still to come. Hi, everybody. Alongside the Hall of Famer, Sheehan Stanwyck Birch, I'm Jay Alter. We'll be joined by Dana Boyle and Charlotte North down on the field in just a moment. Sheehan, for long stretches of this season, the best team, not just in the ACC, but in the country, was the Syracuse Orange, but yet they're the number 2 seed in this tournament.
Well, I think time will only tell, but I think the loss to Boston College, their last game of the regular season, is a great wake-up call for the Orange. They look to have no weaknesses. Boston College proved otherwise. They had a monster fourth quarter and stormed back, but this Syracuse team has been so successful all season long. Really almost a dream season for them, and I think they'll appreciate the loss, especially in this ACC tournament. They continue to win. You look at Kayla Traynor, just in her 2nd season as a head coach. Amazing player at Syracuse, 4-time All-American, scored so many draws and goals. Meaghan Tyrell has been just on a record-breaking season. Past Katie Rowan is a school all-time point leader. Such an honor. They won the first 15 games of this season, tied the longest win streak in school history. They're looking to make history and try to win a national championship, but the first step is trying to win the ACC crown. And look at their star players. Meaghan Tyrell, we mentioned her. Emma Ward, such a great distributor. Megan Carney, an excellent finisher. And Emma Tyrell, little sister to Meaghan Tyrell, just rounds out this star-studded group with 53 points on the season.
This Orange team is loaded on offense, but Dana and Charlotte, they've got a great goalie too.
They sure do, Jay. Delaney Schweitzer has been on fire for them. We're going to goalie world for this Open. We're giving the goalkeepers some love, Charlotte. Who does Delaney Schweitzer remind you of statistically?
Schweitzer has been a huge part of the reason of this Syracuse team's success, and her numbers are eerily similar to Meg Taylor from 2019, University of Maryland goalie, first goalie to win the Tourtown Award. And I believe that Schweitzer's style is a little bit different from Taylor's. To me, 2 things stick out. Number 1, it's her patience. She cuts off angles on those offensive players, makes it super hard for shooters to see the net. And second, she's a catalyst for this team's transition game. She's going to be huge today.
And because she is so patient in cage, Charlotte, players like Ella Rishko and Vergano are going to have to dodge on her, and they're going to have to change their level. Ella Rishko has been phenomenal. She is a freshman for Virginia Tech. Their offense has sort of been a question in the beginning of the season, but they have found an uptick in their offensive firepower. Olivia Vergano has been insane in 7v7 play, but she gets a lot of draw controls too from Ella Rishko. They work so well together in tandem. So fun to watch. Coach Skyra is so pumped to have them on their squad, and they're so young, making an impact.
Olivia Vergano and Ella Rishko combined for 11 goals in the ACC Championship first round win against Pittsburgh. Sheehan, how can Virginia Tech build on the fact that they've already won a game in this tournament to try and pull the upset today?
You know, one of the things that Coach Sky was talking about, that this is their revenge tour, their ability to avenge a lot of the regular season losses. They can get one if they're able to upset Syracuse, but they got to play with nothing to lose. I mean, this is the fun part. They've made it into the postseason of the conference tournament. They got the first win under their belt. Things started to click offensively. Dana mentioned the youth movement that Virginia Tech has. So much success. Ella Rishko setting a school record with 7 goals and 1 assist against that Pitt win. They've got a really strong keeper in cage too, so a lot of positives for this young Virginia Tech team. But when they step on the field today, they have the opportunity. They are the underdog, nothing to lose in this matchup. Go out, put 60 minutes on the line, and try to come up with a win.
The 2 head coaches in their 2nd season of their respective programs. Kayla Traynor at her alma mater, Syracuse, and Kristen Skyra taking over for the Virginia Tech Hokies. And I would say both programs have taken huge steps in year number 2 compared to where they were a year ago at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just these young coaches, just great minds, both excellent players. Skyra played at Duke. And then Kayla Trainer coming back to her alma mater where she had so much success. And when you talk to a lot of her players, a lot of them wanted to come to Syracuse because of Kayla Trainer. Just loved the way she played, wanted to emulate her and put on the Syracuse uniform. And now they get to play under her. And
just because you're a great player doesn't always make you a great coach, but clearly both Kristen Skyra and Kayla Trainer, they have proven that they are elite coaches at this level. Kristen Skyra trying to pull the upset today. What do you think the recipe is for this Virginia Tech team?
You know, this really, they have to have no fear. You do not want to be intimidated. We followed this Syracuse team all season long, suffered only one loss, and that was to Boston College last week. They need to make sure that they contain them offensively, but not get rattled, to understand that they're going to put up goals, and Virginia Tech just needs to respond. They're going to have to play a near-perfect game to go toe-to-toe with Syracuse. It is definitely a tall task. Go out there, have fun, try your best. And Syracuse, I wouldn't want to be playing them, though. If I'm Virginia Tech, this isn't the team you want to be playing, especially after they suffer their only loss of the season. Expect Syracuse to come out with a renewed passion and energy. It was very clear, talking to head coach Kayla Trainer for Syracuse, that they were very disappointed in losing that Boston College game. They had the lead for about 58 minutes of the game, and Boston College just stormed back 7 goals in that fourth quarter. And that's one of the areas that they want to try to improve on. How do they maintain the lead, hold on to and maintain composure?
North Carolina has won the last 6 ACC championships. The last team to win it was Syracuse back in 2015. The Orange would love to bring another ACC title back to Syracuse. But it's Virginia Tech that starts with the ball in gray. The Hokies exploded offensively in the opening round against Pittsburgh, scored 18 goals in that game. But on the opening possession, a turnover. And this is what Syracuse can do to you defensively. Such a difficult zone to go against, and really unique. You don't see any other team in the country really play defense like Syracuse does.
Very aggressive. They communicate really well. They want to bait you into feeding inside.
Well, that time baited in, but Schweitzer got a piece of it.
That was a really nice save. I thought Hannah Martinet was going to be able to cash that one in. Big stop, and Charlotte touched on Delaney Schweitzer, how key she's been, and what a change she's made from last year to this year. Really dramatically improved her save percentage.
And I love how confident she is. She goes all the way to the 50-yard line on the clear. She follows the play into the offensive end as far as she can.
It's incredibly hard as a shooter. When a goalie comes out at you and they hold that positioning, it is almost impossible to see the net around them. And that freaks you out as a shooter. That'll cause you to think twice. And that's a huge save right off the bat for Delaney Schweitzer.
If you're going against Schweitzer, Charlotte, how do you keep your confidence, especially in a pressure playoff game like this one?
You got to stay composed. When you find your opportunities in the middle, you've got to take your time to move her off her mark. She's coming out at you. You want to throw 1-2 fakes around her, and then that rest of the net will open up for you as a shooter.
Now, this is a really young Virginia Tech team. You look at their key positions offensively as well. Sarah Gresham at the draw and Jocelyn Torres in goal. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, but yet they are on a big stage, probably the biggest of their careers right now, in the ACC Championship quarterfinal against a Syracuse team that spent much of the year as the #1 team in the country. Here's Rishko. Had 7 goals in that opening round win against Pittsburgh. Number 5 in gray, one to keep an eye on today. Shot clock under 30.
When you're trying to attack this zone, you want to make sure that off-ball players are constantly moving.
Vergano just way too much on that pass turnover. That's 2 turnovers and 2 possessions for Virginia Tech to start this game. Nobody has really been able to stop Syracuse offensively this season. Even in the loss to Boston College, the Orange offense still scored 16 goals. So is there a way to stop them, or maybe hold them under 15?
Yeah, you just don't want them to have the ball, which is kind of how Boston College was able to come back, dominating possession. But the offense is so efficient. They shoot overall over 50%. What a takeaway check.
Jordan Tilley. What an individual effort. And Virginia Tech has started this game exactly what you said, Sharon. Playing without fear.
Got to be calm, composed, and fearless. And Jordan Tilley, not only did she come up with a great check, also gets a ground ball and a clean transition. So Virginia Tech, their first two possessions resulted in a turnover. Need to make those connections with the passes. They had success against Pitt, making sure going through the dodge. Ella Rishko and Olivia Vergano were so strong going to cage.
Vergano didn't get those hands completely free, backed up by Martinet. Dangerous feed, backed up by Virginia Tech. Caroline Little, another freshman on the field for the Hokies.
Good second chance opportunities. Virginia Tech's maintaining possession.
Still scoreless, 5 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. "15 seconds on the shot clock, and Virginia Tech draws first blood in the ACC quarterfinal. Blair Guy. An extremely strong start for Virginia Tech.
This all starts on the defensive end. Jordan Tilley playing really strong defense. And you know you're going up against one of the best offenses in the nation. Your star defender comes up with a takeaway check against Meaghan Tyrell, transitions down the field. Martinet with a feed inside to Blair Guy, takes it on the run. Now, if she had stood still with that pass, she would have been clobbered, and that hurt, would not have possession of the ball. Instead, she takes the pass on the move, gets herself into space, able to finish. And Virginia Tech's got to have some confidence after that score.
And Jordan Tilley, Sheehan, has one of the greatest nicknames deemed by Coach Schuyler. They call her the Golden Retriever because she's so ball-aware, and that caused turnover was so epic. She's number 2 on the mileage chart. That's how active she is in their transition game. And you saw it there. She started that goal.
One of the best one-on-one defenders on this Virginia Tech team. Just so good on the clear. And great awareness. I mean, it's a game that often favors the offensive players. It's really great to see an excellent defensive effort with a takeaway check.
And I don't think many neutrals would have given Virginia Tech a shot in this quarterfinal, but the Hokies have come out believing. Facing a Syracuse team that was #1 in the country for most of this season.
Well, I think every coach embraces that underdog mentality, and you got to say, why not us? Why can't it be us today? That's why you play the game. And even it was when we were talking to Coach Schuyler, and she was talking to Charlotte North, you know, on our call, and saying to Charlotte, we had to say when we were going up against Boston College, Charlotte's just like us. She, you know, gets up and gets dressed just like we do. Even though you did look like you were above everyone else on the playing field when you were on the field. We're going to see a yellow card issued. You know, you had to put in perspective that everyone can be stopped and slowed down.
And this is postseason. This is postseason lacrosse. Things are different when you hit ACCs, when you hit NCAA playoffs. It's a new season, and these teams are coming in with nothing to lose, and they are ready to give their best effort to keep their season alive.
And the difference is this is Syracuse's first postseason game, whereas Virginia Tech did have that on Sunday in the opening round against Pittsburgh, the play-in game to make it to the quarterfinal. Let's see if the Orange can cash in on the player up.
They're so good, especially when they're in a normal settled offense, but especially when they're a player up. Their ball movement is exceptional. The foul was on Ella Rishko for Virginia Tech as well, which is something they need to watch. Keep her in the game.
Here's Emma Ward, one of the best feeders in the game, puts it right on the money. Torres to the rescue. Great save by the freshman. Now midway through this player up advantage for the Orange.
Communication is key defensively, especially when you're playing a player down. Sticks in the passing lane, excellent.
Torres got a tip again. The freshman, fearless, playing a player down. The Hokies have come out, shot out of a cannon in this quarterfinal. What an effort this is. The question is, can you maintain it over 60 minutes?
Really strong. I mean, that's the key thing for this young Virginia Tech team. They're making key defensive stops, which gives you confidence, and offensively, even just scoring the first goal of the game, this just starts you off on a great playing field. And Syracuse just needs it. They know they can score. They know that they can put things together. But this is a really, you're giving the Virginia Tech team a lot of confidence so far earlier in this matchup, halfway through the first quarter.
Back to even strength. It's still 30 seconds left on the shot clock for the Hokies. Alarishko fires. Schweitzer, did it cross the line? They say yes.
Wow.
Delaney Schweitzer got a piece of it, but Alarishko put too much muscle behind it. It crossed the line, say the officials, 2-0 Virginia Tech. We might see a review here.
Virginia Tech's going to celebrate, though, until they hear otherwise. This all starts with the save. Torres with the knee save. They transition downfield off of this beautiful defensive effort. Virginia Tech with the early 2-goal lead against a number 2 seed. Rishko with the sore. Virginia Tech's on top, 2-0.
Midway through this opening quarter, second-seeded Syracuse down 2-0. Now, will the goal stand? That's what Larry Carr, the official, is reviewing right now. Let's take a look. Did this Alarishko shot indeed cross the line like it was called on the field?
Now it's got to go completely over the goal line. So we're watching. I don't know. Very tough to see from this angle. So it looks like it goes partly over, but it's got to completely cross. It looks like it's still on the white to me from this angle. And you know, so if your Delaney Schweitzer was able to track that in completely, so if she goes over to Kayla Trainer, says it didn't go in, I would trust what she's saying. But the officials go, this is an experimental rule this year. Teams can call a review of a goal. You've got 2 video requests per game.
I mean, we are talking about millimeters.
And this is why, this is the good thing about having these review calls on a goal, because you can really see the call on the field was that it was a goal scored. But you can use this, we'll see what they have to say now. They'll come out and tell both coaches what their ruling is.
Yeah, let's try and listen into this.
The ball did not completely cross the goal line, so the call on the field is overturned. Overturned. No goal.
The goalies will have the ball.
It's very clear.
Now, like Krista Skyra saying, is it very clear? Was it very clear that the ball did not cross the goal line? I would say it's very clear that you can't tell that it did cross.
Correct. Yes, which there is no like unlike the NFL, when you have to have conclusive evidence on the replay. That's not how it's worded in women's lacrosse. So we're looking at a second look here. It looks here like it's still touching the white. It's close, very close.
And if you're Virginia Tech and Kristen Skyra going up against this Syracuse team, you need everything to break your way, you feel like, to pull the upset. So a 2-0 start erased, and it's just a 1-0 lead for the Hokies. What has been a dream start. You couldn't script any better. Already killed a player down. Defensive hold. This Virginia Tech team has come out battling against the nation's top offense. Meaghan Tyrell launches into the attack.
We see a hard whistle. We'll see if this will be, it's going to be a yellow card. So Virginia Tech's in trouble right now. This is their second yellow card. We're in the first quarter already. Second yellow card. This one's going to go to Kayla Frank. On a team's fourth yellow card in each subsequent one, this penalty becomes non-releasable. Right now, it's a 2-minute releasable penalty. And you can see that check. That was the check towards into the face. And you see he makes contact with the shaft of the stick. So it doesn't matter if it's intentional or not. This is all about safety. So any stick or shaft into the head and neck area will be an automatic yellow card. You also can miss, and if it's a dangerous swiping check, that also can be a yellow card.
Syracuse decides to pull out on the 8-meter. Player up for the next 2 minutes. It is releasable upon a goal being scored.
Defensively, you just want your sticks up in the passing lane, trying to cover as much space as possible as you're playing down a player. Communicate.
Adamson tried to draw shooting space. Not called. Here's Meaghan Tyrell. And now Emma Ward. Two gifted feeders. Playing a player up. Tyrell takes it herself. Inches away. Syracuse, fresh shot clock, still player up for the next minute.
Ball movement for Syracuse is really a thing of beauty. They skip the pass. They don't just go circle it around the horn. They really just work for the opening person. They get the defensive shift. They're able to draw the foul. They get the shooting space call. Olivia Adamson.
Adamson left early. No, Virginia Tech left early, so Adamson will retake the 8-meter.
This is the rule that I hate, that wishes be submitted for the rule change this year. Defensive player false starts, you just go behind. Offensive player false starts, it's a change of possession.
Passes off, Emma Tyrell cashes in on the player up and ties it at 1.
Syracuse is one of the best in the business passing off the 8-meter. Emma Tyrell with 11-game goal streak, 41st goal this season. Adamson, she gets it to Tyrell, who's got the center hash mark. Great look on Cuse. You make a pass off the 8-meter, very tough for the defense to react because they are just lunging at the ball, trying to get a stick in the passing lane. Beautiful pay, and Emma Tyrell throws in the fake, gets it non-stick side by Torres.
What I love about Syracuse's offense when they're in a man-up situation is they play to their strengths. Head coach Kayla Trainer, offensive coordinator Kenzie Kent, they are so smart in crafting plays and sets when they are man-up to generate looks off of the feet. They know their ball movement is a strength of theirs, and they have cutters go through the middle so that they can have their feeders see that lob pass over the 8-meter to then pump for shooting space. They looked for it a couple times already in this game, and they cashed in on that 8-meter.
And that's huge. When you make those skip passes and you try to draw shooting space, that's huge because oftentimes you get the defense and they're not within a stick length. So it's a really smart move to make the defense swing. They try to adjust because it's not an easy just slide and adjust. They've got to cover more ground and you can get yourself set up on the 8-meter.
Now, interestingly for Syracuse, it takes 10.5 minutes to score their first goal of this game. This is after they just played their worst quarter of the season, that fourth quarter against Boston College, where they lost to the #1 seed. They ruined their perfect season. And a slow start today, you would have thought the opposite, that would have been almost a wake-up call, and instead, very slow to get started here against the Hokies.
I would have expected a faster start from Syracuse. I think the loss in the end, and only time will tell, but will prove to be a good thing. You want to be challenged. You want to be in a position where you are down. How do you respond? The road only gets tougher once you advance in this conference tournament and get into NCAA play.
Rishko feeding it in tight to Vergano, couldn't control it. Rishko, who had a goal disallowed, millimeters away from crossing that line, but Schweitzer just kept it out. That's a great lesson for young goalies to never give up on the ball. A lot of goalies think once it's behind them, it's a goal. Not the case. Schweitzer stayed after it.
Good point. You don't play. And then it's amazing they were able to call that goal back with the experimental rule of review.
Yeah, a year ago, that's a goal.
Yep.
3 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Only one goal apiece. Syracuse, the #1 offense in the nation. For much of this season, they've been the #1 team in the country. Here's Maddie Baxter, so much speed on the run, scores! Maddie Baxter, the crafty Canadian, fires the orange in front.
Great score for the Orange. Baxter gets her 21st goal this season. She's got great height, just attacks the cage hard. Good shift to the hands. Not much of an angle here. Virginia Tech's doing a nice job forcing her to the outside. Look where she releases this ball, and the placement off to the far post. Torres is hugging that near pipe. Baxter's able to see the net.
Two goals in under 2 minutes for the Orange as this offense wakes up in Charlotte. And that's bad news for Virginia Tech.
I think right now, 2 minutes and 42 seconds, we've seen you can score a lot of goals in. But if you could tell Virginia Tech and Coach Skyra that they could hold Syracuse to 2 goals in the first quarter, they would be thrilled.
First draw control win of the afternoon for Syracuse. Virginia Tech won the first 3.
So they're calling an offsides call on Virginia Tech. So we'll reset the shot clock.
Savannah Schweitzer on the run. She's the sister of goalkeeper Delaney. And this is Meaghan Tyrell operating from behind, curling around the cage, trying to get the hands free. Shovels it to her sister, bouncer saved. Nice stop by Torres.
You have to wonder if some of their defensive prowess for Virginia Tech is because they bring club players. They're 6'1" to run their scout offense, so they were prepared for the Syracuse offense, playing with 8-9 players on the field. Men's club team. I love the different wrinkles that teams will throw in on their scout offense to get ready for opponents.
Well, certainly a strong opening quarter from this Virginia Tech defense. They get another stop. And this just does not look like the Syracuse offense that we saw go 15-0 to start this season. They've been taken out of their flow.
They are out of their rhythm a bit. Coming into this game shooting 52% on the season. And that's when defenses are giving them their best effort. Been so efficient. And right now just scoring 2 goals on 7 shots, so below their season average.
Opportunity here for the Hokies to try and tie it at the end of the first quarter. Inside, Martinet, double teamed. Rishko saves it. What a hustle play from the freshman. Vergano stays with Virginia Tech. The Hokies piling up the pressure. A couple of good looks here. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Vergano couldn't hang on. Swiped away.
It's going the other way. It's going to be Virginia Tech's ball.
Clock continued to run, and that'll finish the opening 15 minutes. Syracuse outscoring opponents by 46 goals in this first quarter, but Kayla Trainer's team only a 1-goal lead. Start of the second quarter in our ACC Championship quarterfinal. Syracuse leads 2-1, but Charlotte, Virginia Tech defensively, they've taken the orange out of their rhythm.
This defense has come ready to play. They're bringing the pressure in their 1v1 matchups. They're getting out to the Syracuse offense. They have a number of threats on offense, but they're coming out to each one of them with an incredible amount of ball pressure, which is causing them to make mistakes. And again, freshman goalie Torres, she is not playing like a freshman. She's stepping up to this moment right now.
Charlotte, the defense is doing their job for Virginia Tech, but that's when the offense, they got to step up. Kristen Skyra in the huddle said, we got to be flexible on the offense. We got to dodge to pass and really find the breakdown in that stifling Syracuse defense that's so hard to stop, Jay.
Olivia Adamson wins the opening draw of this second quarter. Syracuse held to a season low in first quarter goals. You combine that with their fourth quarter collapse in the regular season finale against Boston College, and it's 2 quarters in a row now where Syracuse just hasn't looked like the team that started this season 15-0. Let's see if they can find their form here in the second quarter. A clear out for Cockerille. Here's Sierra Cockerille. Great feed. What a save! Whoa! Jocelyn Torres, 4 saves. That one is the best of the bunch.
Kristen Skyra has told us that Jocelyn Torres, the number 25 recruit in the nation coming as a freshman, has been a dream goalie. She sees no weaknesses in her. They are going to need her to have a career game. She has an excellent, she's got the confidence, great size in cage.
Deflating when you turn it over after a save like that. Give it right back to Syracuse. That hit the pipe.
That's 2 pipes for Syracuse, too. Having just a hard time connecting. Syracuse has missed their last 5 shots.
Well, Virginia Tech's defense and their freshman goalie, Jocelyn Torres, have provided a dream start on that end of the field. This offense stuck on 1 goal. Vergano with a tee up to Paige Tyson. They call her the monster in the middle at 5'10", a nice big target to feed on the crease usually.
Some of these nicknames for Virginia Tech, I can come up with some more endearing ones.
30 seconds on the shot clock. Crossfield pass. Tied it at 2. Maura O'Malley, a flamethrower to beat Schweitzer.
This all starts, Nat Smith in the inside, gets her hands free. The save by Jocelyn Torres. And then Virginia Tech, and this just absolute rip. What a take. Maura O'Malley. The score is tied up. Great defense to offense.
O'Malley, another underclassman for Virginia Tech, playing big minutes, and you would think with the youth and inexperience of this Virginia Tech team, when you reach this stage, maybe you're not ready for the moment. They are certainly up for the task today at Charlotte.
I think it's something really awesome. You play that first round game at home for Virginia Tech. You win against Pitt, and then you get to go on the road, and the excitement is really, something really special. This has been old hat for Syracuse, but Virginia Tech, this is something big. This is, they're working towards excellence. Kristen Skyra is building something special at Virginia Tech.
I don't think anybody predicted this slow start offensively for Syracuse.
Very surprising, especially coming off the loss. I mean, this was the team that I would fear playing against the Syracuse team coming off their first loss of the season.
Schweitzer tangled up. Tilly charging for the ground ball. It'll stay Syracuse's way.
.45 seconds left on the shot clock, plenty of time.
Feed into Meg Carney, the ultimate finisher. Meaghan Carney, who leads this orange team in scoring, adds another to her tally and fires Syracuse back in front.
That's what we like to call the Meg Show. Meaghan Tyrell, when they need a goal, you look to Meaghan Tyrell. She's able to feed this inside, get it to her classmate, Meaghan Carney, coming across the middle. What a handle for Meaghan Carney. You see Torres, she comes out high on the crease, but one of the ways that Meaghan Carney is able to be successful is she's not shooting right on top of her. So having that separation between Torres and Carney when she takes a shot, she can really see the space, shoots the opposite pipe.
What I love most about that Syracuse goal right there is that they're playing a man-to-man defense in Virginia Tech, and when it's not working off the dodge, they're trying to clear ISO dodge you saw for Schweitzer down here. When it's not working beating their matchups off the dodge, they're going to go to the off-ball game. They have excellent feeders in Meaghan Tyrell and Emma Ward. They're going to look to have those lethal off-ball cuts to their feeders to score.
Great point, great draw control win, and they've got numbers.
Usually quick to strike. Back to Carney. And here's Emma Ward. Double team comes in, passes out of it. Quick passing from the orange. Give and go, trying to pick out Emma Tyrell, and a big collision in the middle of the 8-meter.
So they're going to call a foul on Virginia Tech. Check across the body. This is going to set up an 8-meter.
Great opportunity for Emma Tyrell.
Let's take a second look. We're going to get Mary Griffin for the foul.
Emma Tyrell charges in. Couldn't get the shot released. Emma Ward there to back it up. Torres has been really impressive in goal for Virginia Tech.
She's standing strong, coming up with some key saves, 4 saves.
Emma Tyrell wants it, gets it, and scores! Emma Tyrell had to be patient on that possession, but finally breaks through.
Emma Tyrell is just so crafty and able to get herself open off ball. Maddie Baxter swings this around. The passing for Syracuse is just so impressive. They move the ball faster than most teams in Division I. And look at Emma Tyrell, the protection of her stick, increasing her angle. That's more of the Syracuse offense that we've been seeing all season long. Gets her defender on her backside, her hands are completely free. gets Torres moving. You see Torres now looking at the video replay, trying to figure out how did that happen? What was I missing?
I love the way that Maddie Baxter drew the eyes of the defense. She initially started that dodge, and she drew 2, moved it through X and back up to the backside to Meaghan Tyrell, who knew the defense was sliding and recovering to her. That is when Syracuse offense is at its best.
It's because they're not point hunting, Charlotte. They're so unselfish with the ball. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, great point, Dana. Syracuse, 4 goals, 3 of them assisted. That's a theme for them this season. They share the ball so well.
No one likes a hog, and there's not a hog on Syracuse.
Sheehan has some epic one-liners.
Yes.
We got to start writing these down because they're getting good.
Much like a good broadcast, got to share the ball. Virginia Tech, they haven't had much possession in this second quarter.
See a 3 seconds violation. First 3 seconds violation of the game. That's when a defender is in that 8-meter, not guarding a player within a stick's length. So it can be tough when you're playing zone. You got to make sure you either match up to somebody or retreat out of the 8-meter, get back inside.
And this is the sweet spot for the lefty, Olivia Vergano. Leading scorer went low, met by Schweitzer. Great hustle, though, to keep possession alive for Virginia Tech.
Martin has been really good behind the cage, coming up with some key ground balls for Virginia Tech. See another 3 seconds violation. Official really watching. That's a warning to both teams. They are keyed in looking at that. It's all the officials count. So a lot of times they're counting 1 1,000, 2 1,000. If they match up, you got to restart the count when they come back into the 8-meter.
Another whistle.
They're going to call a foul on that attempt, trying to go to cage. I think Virginia Tech's holding onto the ball too long, though. You want to release that shot. They're lucky that the foul was called. They get reset at the 8-meter. Just got to release this a second sooner.
O'Malley, another opportunity. This time gets free. Doesn't go. Schweitzer a piece of it. Shot clock resets. Virginia Tech, since they had that goal overturned, they've been outscored 4-1. Vergano usually makes you pay from there. Rang the pipe.
That was a really nice switch to the field. Vergano was wide open. Great look on cage. Rings on the post. That will reset the shot clock, and Virginia Tech gets another chance.
And that's how you beat the Syracuse D. You gotta implement those skip passes.
Vergano, a great story, was originally recruited to Army by Kristen Skyra. Then when Skyra was hired in Blacksburg by Virginia Tech, she called Vergano and said, trust me, take a leap of faith. And both coach and player didn't know if the ACC would be the level for Vergano, and she has proven in her 2 years she belongs playing in the ACC.
No doubt. And Kristen Skyra told us, one of the first shooting drills they did in practice when she got on campus, it was very tough. Coaching staff came up and said, don't worry about her. She's going to be just fine.
But she's been more than fine. Leads this team in scoring. Was inches away from a goal. But Virginia Tech keeps firing. Blair Guy, her second goal of the afternoon, makes it a 1-goal game.
Talk about persistence for Virginia Tech. They're drawing the fouls. They're getting the ground balls. A really exciting game. Virginia Tech, the underdog. They're not going away. Climbing back. Syracuse, the number 2 seed with the lead. It's 4-3.
Well, it was just 6 days ago. Syracuse tried to complete a perfect regular season They were at home against Boston College, got out to a 6-1 start, had a 6-goal lead in the second half, but ultimately BC, ferocious fourth quarter rally, ended up winning the game on that McKenna Davis goal. It earned Boston College the #1 seed in this tournament, so now Syracuse the 2 seed. She and Kayla Trainer's team only a 1-goal lead midway through the second quarter.
You know, that was shocking. Watching that BC game against Syracuse, Syracuse was in control. Boston College scored 7 goals in that fourth quarter. And Syracuse looked stunned. You know, they hadn't really been in that position. Pretty dominant performances and wins.
Do you think there's a little bit of a hangover from that loss 6 days ago showing up here in Charlotte?
I think, I mean, they're definitely off to a slow start. So this is not the response that you want coming into the opening round for them for the tournament. You thought they would have gotten scared enough because it wasn't like, I thought the loss was good. If you're going to lose in that fashion because it showed you that you need to work on things. And it wasn't just like it was a back and forth, 1-goal battle each way. Syracuse had the momentum, they had the lead, and in the last 2 minutes of the game is really when BC seized everything. So they let that game slip away. Give a ton of credit for Boston College for never giving up.
Eagles scored 7 goals in that fourth quarter to come back and win. Boston College has already advanced to the semifinal. They'll play Notre Dame on Friday. Syracuse, Virginia Tech battling for that 3rd semifinal spot. We get a yellow card here.
And that's a good call for the officials. So watch this. Watch really the extension of the arms and right into the body. That's a bad foul.
I mean, those are the fouls that you want to eliminate from this game.
You want to eliminate from the game. I'm not really sure the confusion there. You extend your arms, you go into the body. That's going to be whistled.
Whenever we talk to officials and coaches, they say the #1 thing is player safety. And that's why we have yellow cards, because that's a dictionary definition of one.
Cross-check right in the body. Katie Goodale will be sidelined for up to 2 minutes. It is releasable. This is Syracuse's first yellow card of the game.
Big opportunity for Virginia Tech, a chance to tie it at 4. Bounces out to Vergano.
Vergano's had 5 shots, not been able to connect yet.
Vergano stays with it. This time, she cashes in. Olivia Vergano scores on the player up to tie it at 4. #50th goal this season for the sophomore. Leads the team in goals. Wasn't connecting on her first 5 shots. On her 6th one, she's able to make Syracuse pay. Look at this room that she has here. There's not much of a space. Delaney Schweitzer goes into the splits. You see the piece of the net that she's shooting for? That's a matter of inches. Excellent placement. 2 goals in 1 minute and 32 seconds for Virginia Tech.
And all 4 of those goals have come from sophomores. It's a youth movement in Virginia Tech.
Love the talented group, and that's the offensive piece that really Kristen Skyler said they've been working on all season long. She's really loved their defense and what they put on the field. The offense, they were trying to get everyone in the right place, getting people to step up. Really impressive offensive effort against Pittsburgh, and they've come into Syracuse. This is not a score that anyone would have predicted, except if you're on Virginia Tech's team. They've got the belief in it. It's clear that they came here to compete.
Muscling her way to goal, Sierra Cockerille, an immediate answer for the Orange.
Cockerille was sidelined last year with an ACL injury. They welcomed her back this year. Meaghan Carney gives it to Cockerille. Look how she uses her body. She's able to just get her defender. She doesn't have much of an angle where her body is. Watch her stick placement. Gets her defender on her backside, gets her stick across her body. It opens up the entire goal. Smart move not to change hands to her left-hand side where she would have had not much angle at all based on where Torres was placed. She keeps it in her right hand, and that opens up the entire cage. She really uses her wingspan to find the back of the net.
This shows how dynamic this Syracuse offense is. Cockerille is a midfielder, and she went to that invert look. She's down on the crease. She doesn't play like a midfielder down there. They're just so dynamic, and they can attack from everywhere.
That's a great point, because not only does this Syracuse team have so many different proven scorers, but they can put them all over the field, and that's a defensive nightmare if you're a coach.
I mean, you look at who can score for this Syracuse team. Any given day, someone different can step up. We always talk about the Meg show and the Emma show, but there are plenty of players, and Sierra Cockerille being one of those that can score. Great save by Torres, and Virginia Tech's going to be able to come up with the possession defensively. Fifth save for Torres.
In the regular season meeting between these two teams, Syracuse won 16-5. It was not even close. Virginia Tech was outscored 8-1 in that first half. And yet to find the belief that just 6 weeks later in the ACC tournament, you can go punch for punch with this Orange team. Great takeaway. Sierra Cockerille again. She just scored the goal for the Orange. Gets the steal, but pushed it a little too much in transition and turned it over.
And I don't think that Emma Ward was expecting that pass there. Fourth turnover for Syracuse. That's when you almost need to call out. She was going to do a little shovel pass to Emma Ward. You need to say, like, Ward, coming your way, coming your way. She could have taken that on the run.
Schweitzer off her line, went for the interception. Virginia Tech trying to tie it at 5. Blair Guy forces the whistle, and an 8-meter coming for the sophomore.
They've had a lot of 8-meter chances. I like how Virginia Tech's being aggressive. Sometimes you see when you're going against a zone, you see teams just kind of get a little tentative and they pass around the perimeter. Well, that's not going to really do anything. You can dodge against a zone. Don't have to just beat a team by passing. So when you dodge, you're able to draw a foul like that. You can open up to cause a defensive shift, and then you can move the ball.
Blair Guy already 2 goals today. Completes her hat trick. Blair Guy ties it at 5. Kristen Skyra said about the sophomore, she's getting better by the minute. Well, she's got 3 goals in the first half of an ACC quarterfinal.
Lights out for Blair Guy. Explodes off the 8-meter, doesn't hold in her stick too long, shoots before the defense collapses. She's got a nose for the goal, and with a 3-goal performance in the first half, really impressive for the sophomore. Three goals on 3 shots. And if you were watching that Pittsburgh game, even though they had a lot of people score, it looked like it was the Olivia Vergana and Ella Rishko scoring output. Those were the 2 players you needed to contain. And Blair Guy here comes and steps up in a huge way. Blair Guy having a ton of success. 100% shooting, 3 of 3. The rest of the team just 2 for 11.
Dana, I know you've been down on that Virginia Tech sideline. Do you feel the belief growing throughout this first half?
Oh, I'm ready to go in. I'm fired up. A lot of emotions on the sidelines. And for Blair Guy to do that, she's had a rough start to the season. injured, a little bit banged up in the Duke game, and for her to come alive, Kristen Skyro, we talked about it, it's a theme of the game, it's belief. They finally believe that they deserve to be here, and you can see the mentality shift.
And maybe if you didn't believe at the beginning of the game, now you do. Because they have proven it. I mean, Syracuse is the #2 seed. Risky pass does find Emma Ward. But that #2 is a little deceptive because #1 in the nation for much of the season. In the RPI, they are still the best team in the country. But Kayla Trainer's team getting tested by the 7 seed Virginia Tech. This is an incredible effort by the Hokies. And if you're Syracuse and Kayla Trainer, you do welcome this test, but you want at some point to see your team start to take control.
Yeah, you want to see them respond. They've had plenty of time now to so-called warm up, and you want to see them just really start taking the chances and making things stop. Things have not necessarily gone the way they have for Syracuse in the beginning of this season, where they seem to be scoring at will, picking apart the defenses. Syracuse does have the edge in draw controls. It's like 7 to Virginia Tech's 5. But what's most surprising to me is the shots. Syracuse at 15, Virginia Tech with 14.
Dana, you mentioned this is a young Hokies team that's growing up fast here in Charlotte.
It's a youth movement for Virginia Tech. Young team, they're stepping up, they're not afraid, and it makes the biggest difference. Players make plays, and what better time to do it than the ACC championship? We've got goals from Vergano, Blair Guy. She has a hat trick, O'Malley. They just are connecting on the offense, and that was a question for them, Charlotte. But this Syracuse team is veteran-led.
They are for sure veteran-led, and they have 4 of their 5 goals scored by seniors or graduate seniors. They know what it's like to play in the postseason. They know what's at stake here, and they are primed to step up at any given moment.
Syracuse ball, a little more than 3 minutes remaining in this first half. We have gone back and forth in this quarterfinal. 4 ties, 1 lead change. And if you are a lacrosse fan, you are getting spoiled on a Wednesday here, the ACC Championship. A thrilling quarterfinal between Notre Dame and Virginia before us. The Irish just hung on, and now all tied at 5. Maddie Baxter wanted to continue that play. Popped right up and looked to go to cage.
Somehow she was able to maintain her cradle, get off the ground with it, and keep on moving. She moves so quick.
Here's Meaghan Carney. A lot of speed and power generated by Carney. Emma Ward backs it up. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Ward, that whistle was before the shot, and it's a turnover. No goal.
No goal. The whistle came clearly before. I think they were calling a block. So it must have been an off-ball foul. Could have been a moving pick, also off ball, so nothing that Tyrell did on the shot.
And how about this? Virginia Tech now with an opportunity to take the lead headed into halftime.
You see the Tech sideline calling in a play. They need to be mindful of the shot clock, 61 seconds. So I think they're going to try to wind the clock down, try to go for the last shot attempt. Syracuse, I think, being smart, not forcing them into going to goal, sagging back a bit defensively. Blair Guy with possession. She's had the hot hand, but Ella Rishko broke a program record with 7 goals in the win against Pittsburgh.
Rishko has it here. Maura O'Malley finds Vergano. Virginia Tech very patient on this possession. Schweitzer off her line, out of cage, scurries back in. And Maddie Baxter, what an individual effort. Baxter off and running. Syracuse with time. Emma Ward scores! What beautiful transition. Defense to offense, and Syracuse retakes the lead.
What an excellent defensive effort for Syracuse. Stopping Virginia Tech. Maddie Baxter just legs it upfield. Off to the races. She's able to transition this ball downfield. Gets to Emma Ward. I don't know how she gets this shot off in traffic. I'm actually surprised that wasn't called a dangerous shot. Watch the Tech player number 17 or shooting space. That just narrowly missed the Virginia Tech player's head.
If Tilly sticks her head up, that is a dangerous shot, because if it hits, it's an automatic call.
Yeah, so it's got to be one or the other. It's got to be either a dangerous shot or shooting space. It's a no call, and luckily no one got hurt.
Vergano into the draw control circle and wins it. Virginia Tech had time, but they gave it away. 3 seconds for Meaghan Tyrell. And that interception will bring the first half to a close. What a battle we have in our third ACC quarterfinal, Sheehan.
We are in for a treat. Virginia Tech came ready to play against the number 2 seed Syracuse. Automatic qualifying bid to the winner of this ACC tournament.
Syracuse came in as one of the favorites to bring home the ACC championship. Virginia Tech giving the Orange everything they can handle. Let's hear from the Hokies head coach, Kristen Skyra.
We got a lot of smiles, minus the turnover.
Yeah.
But few expected you to be in this position, but you did, because belief has been a theme for you all. What did you like from that first half?
I mean, I thought that we didn't back down. We're playing tough defense. I don't necessarily think like all the calls are going our way, but like we're playing tough. We're contesting all the things we need to on the defensive end. Offensively, we're finding the back of the net. I'd like to see us with a few less turnovers in the second half, but I just think we're not backing down. And I'd love to win, a few less turnovers, a few more draw controls in the second half, but I love that we're right there. We're right where we want to be.
What about your offense? It's primarily coming from young underclassmen. It's a youth movement. We've been talking about it the whole broadcast. How are you getting so much out of them?
They're just hungry. They're hungry, and they just keep getting better. And they really want this win, and they want these big games for our program. So just really proud of them and looking forward to seeing what we can do in the second half.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
All right, thanks, Tina.
Virginia Tech giving Syracuse everything they can handle. Olivia Vergano and the Hokies have Virginia Tech within 1 goal at halftime. We welcome you back to the ACC Women's Lacrosse Championship presented by Ally here in Charlotte, where we have had a full day of lacrosse, and we're not done yet. 2 semifinal spots have been secured. Boston College faces Notre Dame. Syracuse battling Virginia Tech right now, a 1-goal lead at the half for the Orange. Sheehan Stanwick, Birch, Jay Alter with you. Sheehan, I don't think many would have predicted that the Orange would be tested by this Virginia Tech team after they beat them by 11 in the regular season.
Virginia Tech has come prepared. They've become fearless, and they've come here to play. This Syracuse team has been averaging 10 goals a half, just limited to 6 today. So really buds apart from what they've done in the regular season.
Yeah, Virginia Tech really dialed in defensively. And then on the offensive end, they actually have had even more opportunities to score. They had a goal disallowed. So they're going to probably, if they want to really pull the miraculous upset, probably need a little more punch on the offensive end.
Yeah, they got to fire in some more goals. They're getting the good shots off, about even with Syracuse. I'm sure both coming out of halftime, both teams were told just to reset. This game is close. Virginia Tech, keep the belief, keep the fight up. And Syracuse, there's some key adjustments. They need to be shooting better.
Well, right on cue. No, wave out the goal. Offensive foul, a charge called before the Cockerille score.
Well, I was about to say Syracuse must have gotten the message. They come out with a quick strike, but that's quickly negated with the charge.
coming out of halftime, she and Coach Trainer did say to be aggressive, but she didn't mean that type of aggressive. Aggressive on the offense, working the ball around, and aggressive on the defense. She wants to pressure out a little bit on Virginia Tech, get in their hands a little bit more, disrupt some of their offensive flow that they found in that first half.
Interesting. You can see them already just out about the 12-meter. So putting the pressure on. I could see Martinet wanted that ball back. Good defense behind the goal. Officials are going to work to get some loose balls, get them out of the playing field. That's really a key defensive move to start a turnover. It's a 9th turnover for Virginia Tech. When you are playing by the sideline or the end line, you really want to put the pressure on and hope that you can either force them out of bounds, cause a turnover. Syracuse quickly sends it back into their offensive end.
Mackenzie Olsen on the clear for the Orange. This is a Syracuse offense that has looked so comfortable all season long. To be held to 6 goals in that first half, what needs to change offensively to get more production?
Well, I think the biggest thing is Meaghan Tyrell, one of the front runners for the Tewaaraton Trophy, has just been limited to 1 assist, only 2 shots. They've been scoring about 10 goals per half, only had 17 shots in this entire game. So just haven't had as many scoring opportunities.
Here's Tyrell. Passing off. Finds Cockerille, and this one will count. Sierra Cockerille notches her 2nd goal of the afternoon. And the Orange lead is extended to 2.
Another assisted goal for Syracuse. They really caused the whole defense to shift. And watch on this replay at Torres, her movement on goal. She's on one pipe, she's got to quickly go to the next pipe. Very tough for a goalie when you make that cross-post pass. Then to have to readjust, get reset on the other post, try to figure out where you are, and then you throw in Sierra Cockerille, throws in a beautiful fake. Adds a little bit of deception, excellent bouncer. It's great. What you're told to do is make the goalie move, whether you make the move with a fake or with the pass. Syracuse was able to beat her with both.
And to your point, I ask you what needs to change. Meaghan Tyrell get involved a little more. She gets the assist on that Cockerille goal. Tyrell 6 days ago passing Katie Rowan to become the Syracuse program point leader. And think about that, such a storied program, proud history, so many great attackers to play in that program, and you have the most points in the program's history. An incredible accomplishment.
So impressive. Past her coach, Kayla Trina, along the way, one of the best to ever wear the Syracuse uniform as well. So many listed names. So many great attackers have come out of Syracuse.
And she's still climbing the charts nationally. She has the record for most points in Syracuse program history, but she just passed Hannah Nielsen of Northwestern, now the head coach of Michigan, for 9th all-time on the point charts. Looking for Blair Guy, who had a hat trick in that first half. 43 in gray, and Syracuse put the clamp on another caused turnover. That's 10 Hokies turnovers. They're piling up.
Katie Goodale with a nice defensive takeaway. It's a long clear. They're able to maintain possession.
Maddie Baxter passes out of the double team. Adamson flips it to Kearney. And here's Emma Ward attacking from up top. Usually she likes to operate from behind the cage. Turns it over.
Mary Griffin with the pickup. Can they maintain possession? Syracuse very strong on the ride.
Syracuse offensively, you know, they have glimpses in this game, but we still haven't seen the flow we're used to seeing from the Orange. What are you noticing down on the field, Charlotte?
They're going to those isolation plays. What I love is that they're clearing space for the Dodger up top. They're a little slow to move the ball to the backside once they force Virginia Tech defense to slide and double team that Dodger up top. But if they start moving that ball a little better, spread out that backside, they'll find some openings.
And that's really what set the Syracuse offense apart, their ability to pass, to find the open player, to move the ball quickly. You see 31 in white is going to be called for being in 3 seconds.
Great opportunity for Caroline Little. Little charges in, wiped out. And a card coming.
Wow, check to the head.
Big opportunity for Virginia Tech and Caroline Little here. Now, do you pull it out on the 8-meter or you decide to go to goal?
You know, I think if you feel confident going to goal, take the goal. Don't worry about the clock. You see the check to the head. And that's going to be an automatic yellow card. I would take it if you have it. Oftentimes, especially this angle, it looks like a great opportunity. But if you don't feel confident, then you do want to pull out and try to work the woman up. It's no guarantee you're going to score when you're a player up. So I think an 8-meter is a great look to take.
Decides to pass out of it. I'm with you, Sheehan. You'd hate to pass up a good look and then turn it over. Although they got a better one. Schweitzer just made the save. She's way off her line. Risky play by Delaney Schweitzer, but it pays off. And now Syracuse can look to kill the penalty.
Huge stop for Delaney Schweitzer.
Still player down for 90 seconds.
We're seeing 3 fouls. So they're going to issue a green card. Those are those quick whistles where you don't see stoppage of play, but the officials are counting each of those whistles in that midfield area. So now Virginia Tech will go down a player for 1 minute. A green card is a 1-minute releasable penalty. It doesn't count to the total card count. So you don't want to get green cards because you play a player down, but it's not like a yellow card where if you're issued 2, that player is removed from the game, or if you're issued 4 as a team, it becomes non-releasable. This is a releasable penalty. So even strength.
Here's Meaghan Carney. So dangerous when she can get her hands free. Passes out. Natalie Smith. Virginia Tech's defense has been relentless today. Give and go. Pays off. Carney the finish. And Syracuse has its largest lead of the afternoon, 3.
Meaghan Carney from Texas. An awesome career at Syracuse. She's battled through and overcome injuries. Look at her ability to take that catch on the run and the finish. Nat Smith with the vision. A beautiful, perfectly placed pass, and Carney's not able to have to slow down at all to take it. She catches it on the run. She's moving to one side, shoots to the backside. I love it when you really recognize as a shooter the person that passes the ball. Carney was not going to be able to score that ball if she wasn't passed to. She gives a credit to Nat Smith, gets her 51st goal this season.
Jay, I really liked your point initially before that score about Virginia Tech's defense being relentless, and it is on the 1v1, but it's that next layer that they're missing, that they're getting exposed on. It could be because they have some younger players on their defensive end, but the initial pressure up at the 12 is really, really good.
Now, for long stretches in this game, this Virginia Tech defense has held strong. You feel like Syracuse is starting to turn the corner and separate themselves. The Orange has scored on their last 3 shots.
Those last 3 plays look more like Syracuse offense. We'll see what the call is here. It's going to be Syracuse possession. So a key play, securing some key turnovers. Let's see if they'll be able to keep it inside.
Meaghan Tyrell got to the ball, couldn't scoop it up.
Important right now for Virginia Tech to maintain composure. A costly turnover.
Tyrell comes up with it that time. Tried to find her sister, who settles it down with Megan Carney. It's been a bend, don't break mentality for Virginia Tech in this game. But Syracuse, since it was tied at 5, has scored 3 in a row. And they are piling on the pressure. They've had the lion's share of possession in this third quarter, and they're making it count. Meaghan Tyrell in attack mode. Relentless from Cockerille. Re-dodging until she gets those hands free. It's Syracuse now leads by 4.
Syracuse has made the adjustments, coming up with the key ground balls, securing more of the possessions, and looking more like their old selves on offense. Meaghan Tyrell with the feed over to Sierra Cockerille. Her head is up. She's looking for the pass. She realizes she's got the space, the time and room, is able to score. Look at the placement of this shot. Top corner. Syracuse creating the separation. The number 2 seed with the lead, 9-5 over Virginia Tech.
Back in Charlotte at the ACC Championship quarterfinal, Syracuse starting to separate themselves, a 9-5 lead. The Orange has now scored the last 4 goals in this game, including 3 in this third quarter, Shan.
And you know what the difference is their efficiency on shooting. First half, Syracuse was 6 of 17. They're used to shooting 52% of the season. Third quarter, 100%, 3 goals on 3 shots. So really clean things up. They have total shots of 20, so just under their season average, but really being way more efficient offensively.
Charlotte, earlier in this game, you said Sierra Cockerille, such a weapon because she's a midfielder who's really comfortable scoring and playing a position attackers normally would. Hat trick for her today. How has she continued to insert herself?
Totally, Jay. I think that she is one of their most lethal weapons, at least off the dodge. She has one of the most incredible first steps that I've seen, and I love that they're going to her to beat her matchup. She's getting a step on her defenders, and she's able to shoot hard out of her dodges, which is why she's cashing in on them.
And what's incredible is I don't know how she finds the stamina, because she's a two-way midfielder. You just see her playing defense there for the Orange. And the Orange had a stop, but Virginia Tech wins it back. So another free position coming for Virginia Tech. These are big opportunities to get back in the game.
You got to convert on them. The 8 meters is so important. You need to practice from every hash mark with your right and left hand.
Virginia Tech just 1 for 3 on free positions so far in this game. This is a critical one for the freshman Ella Rishko, who had 7 goals in the ACC Championship first round against Pittsburgh. She's scoreless so far today. Not anymore! Rishko converts on the 8-meter.
Really important score for Virginia Tech. Rishko's super explosive, and she just takes off on the 8-meter. Goes to cage hard, and you know, as Syracuse was seeing so much success, really important that Rishko connected on this one. They're going to need her to really step up if they're going to climb back in this game.
And that goal came after a Syracuse defensive stop. But Virginia Tech relentless on the ride, won the ball back. Rishko converts. It's the Hokies' first goal in 12 minutes. Syracuse went on a 4-0 scoring run during that time. So big time stop the bleeding for Virginia Tech here.
Meaghan Tyrell with a key draw control win. She's so important on the circle.
Big outlet pass from Schweitzer.
Whoa, and a near collision between Meaghan Carney and Emma Ward. That looked to be really scary. Luckily, they avoided, but Virginia Tech's able to come up with possession. That's a clear you don't need to make right then.
I was about to ask, why do you even attempt something like that?
That was, it could start the fast break, and Syracuse is so good on that. It just is a bit of a risky chance.
And uncharacteristic, because when she does make those full field passes, she usually connects.
Well, not that time, and it's allowed Virginia Tech to get right back on possession. Felt like Syracuse had started to separate themselves, got out to that 4-goal lead after it was tied at 5, scored 4 in a row. But now here come the Hokies. Rischko curling around, plenty of pace on that shot, just not the accuracy. Virginia Tech has proven they are unafraid in this matchup. Vergano lost the handle. Maddie Baxter has it for the Orange, and it's won back again by Virginia Tech.
It looks like it was tipped by Syracuse. It should be Virginia Tech's ball, I believe. Rischko will start with it. It's been a back and forth game, so almost like people are just moving a little too fast. This is when you need to tell your team to settle down. Hannah Martinet, you can see her just calming everyone down right now. 12 turnovers for both teams.
"24 combined turnovers, only 15 combined goals." Tells you what type of game it's been. And now Ella Rischko right back to the 8-meter for a free position.
Draws that shooting space, and she draws that by looking to go to goal, having the opportunity to shoot and getting that defender in shooting space. Look at the stance of Schweitzer, really spread.
Rischko, back-to-back goals. The fearless freshman, Ella Rischko, cuts the Syracuse lead in half from 4 down to 2.
And that all started with a lot of Virginia Tech just pounding the ball to try to get it back once it was the Syracuse possession. Look at Rischko, the protection of her stick. She doesn't opt just to go in a straight line. She brings it across the cage. That's going to cause Delaney Schweitzer to have to move. You see her crouch down, then she's going to explode up. Rischko with the deception. Rischko had that early Virginia Tech goal that was called back. Now, what would have been the second goal of the game, they went to video review, and it was deemed that the ball did not go over the goal line. So that ball was called back. She's had the last 2 goals, though, for Virginia Tech.
And both on free positions. So that's the thing. If you're Virginia Tech, just give yourself a chance. Draw 8 meters, and you have the players that have proven they can capitalize.
They've been able to get Syracuse in 3 seconds in shooting space.
And now another draw control win for the Hokies.
When these two teams met in the regular season, Syracuse looked a little bit different. They had Kate Mashesky, who was taking the draws for Syracuse, and she has been one of the best in Syracuse history. She's out for the season with an injury now, so Syracuse looks a lot differently at the center circle. And the draws are just about even today, which has been a big difference maker.
Meaghan Tyrell with a head of steam, flips to Meaghan Carney, who settles it down. This is what you were talking about. Take a breath, right?
Take a breath. It's been a back and forth battle. A lot of the turnovers for both teams have been unforced turnovers. So when you're looking, all turnovers aren't necessarily equal. You don't want to lose possession of the ball, but it's one thing if you can give credit to what the defense is doing. But we've seen both teams just kind of throw the ball, be a little careless. That's what you want to clean up. So taking a breather, getting everyone in their position is a smart move. We'll see a 3 seconds call on Virginia Tech.
Critical free position. Cockerille whizzed it wide. Emma Ward there to back it up. Shot clock does not reset as we tick under 3 minutes to play in this third quarter. Ward muscling in and scores! What a goal! Emma Ward! A little bit of a light show here in Charlotte after that goal.
Stadium's going crazy, lights on and off, blinking. If we were in Syracuse, I would think it's part of their celebration, but that Emma Ward goal deserves some celebration. She's able to penetrate the defense. Watch her drop her stick. Working her matchup, gets her stick low, gets her defender on her backside. The way she's able to do that is the change of speed. She takes her time, a little hesitation, and then she explodes.
And she's so tough to mark, Sheehan, because you have to respect her as the passer. And then when she goes in like that, she's so good in tight spaces. Just incredible, incredible play. I think it was Russ Dillon, our stats guy, that was messing with the lights on that one.
Ross, get your hand off the switch. Emma Ward's second goal of the day, 30th of the season, known as more of a feeder, but a proven scorer as well.
She is very dangerous out there. Another player, Syracuse last year really suffered the injury bug, and they've lost some key players to injury this year as well, but really felt the loss of not having Emma Ward on the field. Welcomed her back this season. Fourth Syracuse player today to have 2 or more goals. So this third quarter has been a real back to more of the Syracuse offense basics, but Virginia Tech just still hanging in strong.
Emma Ward's been such a welcomed addition back to the squad this year. She had turf toe last year, which doesn't seem like much, but it's a long recovery, and she's playing with a newfound love for the game. Oftentimes, you can take for granted what you don't know you don't have. So her being out and watching her teammates, I've had a chance to speak with her. She is so pleased and pumped to be back, and she is absolutely making an impact on this team.
Well, Schweitzer lost her stick. I think a clear trip there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. And Schweitzer's going to be called for the foul. She's going to go behind the cage.
Oh, so we've got an empty net.
The key is no. So anyone who's not familiar with women's lacrosse, a lot of these rules are safety. You cannot have a player go into the goal. No one can stop the ball unless it is a rolling ball. So no one can jump in the cage right now. The net is empty. It is key for Martinet. She needs to have composure. I've seen players bounce the ball over. Just take it in like a normal shot and fire it in.
Martinet, cool, under pressure, with Schweitzer out of her net because she committed the foul and had to move behind the shooter. In Virginia Tech, back down only by 2.
That looked like an easy goal, and in theory it is, but there is something that gets to you when you're shooting on an open net. So give Hannah Martinet the credit. Been impressed with her getting the ground ball, some key possessions. Usually operates from behind the cage at X, and she just floats this one in.
And Sheehan, you practice those open net goals. I know it looks easy if you're a viewer, but those are difficult to make when you got pressure on your right and left side, and that is something that goes on in practice. Open net goals, not as easy as they look.
Back in high school, I bounced one off a rock on the grass right over the cage, an empty net, nothing more embarrassing. You see Delaney Schweitzer running. It seems like after she scored on, she does a little jog, a little sprint to the sideline and back. Maybe that's a resetting move. All the goalies have their unique tweaks of what they need to do.
Virginia Tech's last 4 goals have all come off the 8-meter, so they're getting free positions and they're cashing in on them. 4 of 5 on free positions today. And Olivia Vergano wins possession back for Virginia Tech. What a battle this is as our ACC championship continues here in Charlotte. This is quarterfinal number 3 of 4. Boston College and Notre Dame already securing a spot in the semifinal. Rishko, 2 goals to the freshman's name today. And now Vergano, that's the two-headed monster that leads the Hokies attack. "25 seconds on the shot clock. Feed in front, quick stick finish, Blair Guy, the sophomore's 4th goal of the afternoon. And it's a 1-goal game.
Draw controls even. We saw how important they were in the second game of the day. That Virginia-Notre Dame game, possession is everything. The same can be said of this game. And look at the passing on display. Tyson gets it over to Blair Guy, who's having a day. Right in front, the quick stick play, the emphatic stick drop.
I love the patience of the Virginia Tech offense. That is when they are finding success in this game. We saw it in the first half, but when they wear down this Syracuse zone defense and they force them to play a tough 90 seconds, that's when they're finding opportunities to find seams in the middle.
A frustrated Kayla Trainer, her team getting tested in this quarterfinal. Who would have thought the 7-seeded Virginia Tech Hokies, they came in huge underdogs in this matchup.
And Blair Guy, I mean, when I was thinking this was going to be the Olivia Vergano and Ella Rishka show, Rishka's chipped in some key goals. Vergano with 1, but Blair Guy, 4 goals on 4 shots. Big draw control win for Syracuse.
Syracuse had started to separate themselves at the beginning of this quarter, led 9-5, but Virginia Tech, like they've done all game long, continuing to battle back. The Orange looking for 1 at the end of the third, 5 seconds to work. Smith blows it by Jocelyn Torres with 2.2 on the third quarter clock. Natalie Smith.
That was a big goal off another draw control win. 2.2 seconds left in the quarter. Nat Smith usually scores her goals with her blazing speed, striking down the field, getting the shot off. This one, she takes from some distance. Cockerille draws the attention. The slide is late. Nat Smith sees the opening. And this is how Syracuse, with their passing, is able to just create openings, makes the defense have to shift. All the attention's on Cockerille, who's been able to score a couple goals today. 16th goal this season for the junior.
Syracuse 11.
Creating a little cushion at the end of the third quarter. It's been far from comfortable for 2-seeded Syracuse, but they head to the final 15 minutes with an 11-9 lead as the ACC quarterfinals continue here in Charlotte.
For Blair Guy on Virginia Tech, she has really come alive. She is finding the seams of the Syracuse zone defense, but she's also handling the pressure when they collapse to her, and that's giving her the ability to finish. She's got 4 goals on 4 shots. Talk about efficiency.
Charlotte, Virginia Tech to me is scrappy. They're scrappy. They're not afraid. They don't have anything to lose, but they have everything to gain, and that was the message coming out of that timeout from Coach Skyra.
Charlotte North, Dana Boyle down on the field. She and Stanwick Birch, Jay Alter up in the booth as we head to the 4th quarter of our 3rd quarterfinal here in Charlotte. Boston College, Notre Dame already secure in the semifinal. And many people thought this would be an easy, comfortable win for Syracuse. They won by 11 against Virginia Tech in the regular season, but credit the Hokies on the back of Blair Guy battling into this 4th quarter. Olivia Vergano had a swipe at the draw control. Guy scoops it up and wins possession for Virginia Tech.
Look at the pressure defensively. Syracuse really defensively stepping up. I think that pressure is able to cause the turnover, making Virginia Tech feel uncomfortable. This is one of the things that Kayla Trainer talked to us about this week. Only loss this year has been against BC, but one of the areas that they wanted to prove is how can we maintain the lead? Can we maintain composure? Right now, 2-goal separation. This Virginia Tech team has been hanging around. How is Syracuse going to handle the final 14 minutes of this game?
That's a great point, Sheehan. Kayla Trainer telling us she feels like her team needed to play better under pressure. Well, you're getting another opportunity here in the ACC Championship quarterfinal. How does the team respond facing this Virginia Tech pressure? Because if you're going to win an ACC championship or an NCAA championship, you have to perform under heavy pressure.
And that's why the ACC tournament is such great preparation for the NCAA tournament. Syracuse going to be awarded an 8-meter.
Where they are 0 for 2 today on free positions.
I think they got Virginia Tech in a 3 seconds violation. Really good angle for Meaghan Tyrell. They've got the backup behind the cage. You see all the players behind the cage. Looks like she didn't get the start she wanted, retreats back.
Tyrell finds her sister. Great save, Torres, the rebound. Nat Smith controls it for Syracuse. The Orange reload.
Good recovery. Emma Ward was wide open. That save for Torres has got to hurt right off the shin bone. 6th save of the night for her.
Feels like more.
It does feel like more. I mean, they've been big saves. When Syracuse usually goes to goal, they shoot at such a high clip. So much efficiency. This is one of the lowest scoring outputs that Syracuse has had all season.
Tilly all over Meaghan Tyrell, commits the foul. Shot clock at 30. Sierra Cockerille, another terrific save. Torres to the rescue. But Virginia Tech fails to get the rebound.
Ground ball was in Sydney Galini's stick, just couldn't hang on to it. So a long offensive possession for Syracuse.
2 outstanding saves for Torres, and yet her team's still defending here. Meaghan Tyrell, the program's point leader. Eyeing up her options. Picks out Ward. No angle! And yet scores! Emma Ward, so much power after the Tyrell feed. And Syracuse back up by 3.
I think what was most impressive about that score was the pass. Meaghan Tyrell with the vision. Look at that, the entire defense that allows Emma Ward. She's wide open, she can assess the situation, and look what she sees. Torres actually has great size in cage. She crouches down. I think it's to bait shooters to shoot high. Wasn't able to explode there. Emma Ward just got such a fast release.
And with that assist, Meaghan Tyrell, the first player in Syracuse women's lacrosse program history to earn 400 career points. So she's already the program point leader. Now 400, 9th in Division I history. So now one of 9 players to hit 400. Incredible.
What an awesome accomplishment. She's had such an amazing career. Really stepped up as Syracuse has suffered injuries over the last few years. She stepped up into the leadership role. Had 37 goals as a freshman, 37 goals, 20 assists, and just, to see what she's putting up number-wise now. 45 goals and 48 assists on the season.
Incredible. One of 9 to do it. Another one is part of our broadcast team. Charlotte, how many did you finish with? I know you broke 400, but...
Meaghan Tyrell has been so impressive. I mean, all season. long and all career long. She is one of the most dynamic and dual threat attackers that I have seen in recent time. She is a threat to feed and a threat to score from all areas, and she has found incredible chemistry with her teammates, and her career has just been, you know, so incredible and so fun to watch.
You dodged the question, though. Do you know how many points you finished with?
I am not sure.
Oh, come on.
Humble. I would also say, Charlotte, that you were one of the more dynamic attackers that I've ever seen. So don't sell yourself short down there on the other sideline.
Thanks, Dana.
433 career points for Charlotte North. So actually, with all the games left in front of Meaghan Tyrell, she could continue to climb that list.
Yeah, she could. Putting up the numbers. Tyrell's been, you know, with her assisting numbers, she generates a lot of points per game.
Player up opportunity for Virginia Tech. Trying to claw back from down 3 here in the fourth quarter. These are the moments you need to capitalize on if you want to pull a huge upset like this. The shovel goes! Claire Shada! The shovel shot makes it a 2-goal game, and Virginia Tech cashes in on the player up.
Big score to come within 2. Blair Shada makes something really out of nothing, working around the perimeter. And Shada, I think she gets a little Twizzler action in there with the wrist play. Watch her take this pass. She had to really reach up. Beautiful flick of the wrist, the placement. Kayla Frank with the assist. And that's just classic. Great replay. Now watch this. It's called a Twizzler because watch her hand movement. The way she's able to rotate her wrist is similar. Think of the Red Viner Twizzler, how it's all twisted around. That's what she does with her wrist. Special shot.
And to pull that out of the bag in an ACC quarterfinal against one of the top teams in the country. Wow. Syracuse wins the draw. Much needed possession because Virginia Tech has scored on their last 4 shots. So the best defense for the Orange might be having the ball on offense.
Possession.
They didn't have enough of that in that fourth quarter comeback in the regular season finale against Boston College. Syracuse's lone loss. BC just had way too much possession in that fourth quarter.
And it seemed like Syracuse was just waiting that they thought it was just going to come to them. Instead, BC put their foot on the gas, didn't look back. 7 goals in that fourth quarter.
And Syracuse trying to hold on to another fourth quarter lead. Remember, this Orange team lost to Virginia in the quarterfinal a year ago in the ACC championship. They were the 3 seed in that tournament. Failed to advance, and now getting tested again. Virginia Tech with an opportunity to make it a 1-goal game, under 10 minutes left in regulation.
This is the most confident I've seen this Virginia Tech team play offensively. Each player that gets the ball moves with authority.
And earlier in the season, Coach Skyra didn't know what she was going to get every day she showed up at practice from the offense, so huge improvement. They finally feel like they have an identity.
I mean, even when we talked to her before the Pittsburgh game in the ACC championship first round, she said the offense is just so inconsistent. Well, today they picked a good day to have their best day, and now an opportunity to cut the lead in half, make it a 1-goal game.
Vergano, the leading goal scorer.
Great look, but missed it.
Had a tough day shooting. 1 goal on 8 shots, but she still needs to get good looks on cage and keep the ball flowing in her stick.
Shada through the double team, went low, Schweitzer there to meet it, and now Delaney Schweitzer could start the clear. 6 saves for Delaney Schweitzer. That one by far the biggest. Here's Sierra Cockerille, been very aggressive today, goes to goal, didn't have the angle. Syracuse there to back it up. And here's Meaghan Tyrell, has the Hokies hung up at X behind the cage. No angle there, but it does count as a shot. Megan Carney backs it up. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fed into Adamson behind the back, and it's saved by Torres. Jordan Tilley trying to scoop up the rebound, and it's Virginia Tech ball.
Monster stop and great control of the ground ball. Oftentimes we've seen Virginia Tech come up with possession, and Syracuse quickly gets it back.
Jocelyn Torres, 8 saves in this game. Virginia Tech's freshman goalkeeper and the defense in front of her, putting Kristen Skyra's team in position to shock the lacrosse world. Only down 2 against a team that spent most of the season as the top team in the nation. We've got a fun finish coming. Here in Charlotte as the ACC Women's Lacrosse Championship presented by Ally continues. Boston College, Notre Dame already secure in the semifinal. We await Syracuse and Virginia Tech back underway. 6:40 remaining as Virginia Tech out of the timeout. Just turned it over. But they win it back. Very fortunate that it falls to Olivia Vergano. And it leads to a goal. A broken play ends up in the back of the net. And guess who? Blair Guy. Her 5th goal. A career high in the ACC quarterfinal. What a performance.
5 goals on 5 shots for Blair Guy. And this is just relentless pressure. Vergano's able to come up with the ground ball. Blair Guy, the presence of mind in the right place at the right time. The fight for possession. The heart and hustle on display for both these squads. But Blair Guy, you can see the intensity. Perfect shooting for Blair Guy. The rest of the team, 6 of 21, but luckily Blair Guy showed up to play, the sophomore with a career high.
Coming out of that huddle, she and Coach Skyra said, if we're gonna win this game, it's gonna be because of the offense, and she turned to Blair Guy, locked in, and said, we need this ball. Didn't work out how they wanted it to, but they got the score. Doesn't always have to be pretty off the draw.
Well, it kind of did work out like they wanted it to.
Not off the draw, they wanted the possession, and they got it.
Well, you know, Dana, Kristen Skyra telling us earlier this season that Blair Guy's playing more of a midfield role.
Yes.
That she is, I need to have her more on the field. I'm going to maybe move her to attack. Well, she needs to be on the field a lot. And that's one of the reasons you move somebody to attack, because typically the attackers don't sub out nearly as often as the midfielders. They're playing the majority of the game.
Oh, tic-tac-toe passing, an immediate answer. Meaghan Tyrell. When the game is on the line, Meaghan Tyrell usually delivers.
She delivers in style. Her passing has been on display today, finding her teammates. But she's got that ability when her team needs a score, they're looking for Meaghan Tyrell to step up. Great answer to a Virginia Tech score.
Just 23 seconds after the Hokies pull within 1, Meaghan Tyrell, that immediate answer.
Nat Smith with the feed up top. Emma Tyrell gets it into Meaghan Tyrell. Little sis to big sis. 47th goal this season.
That has been what has made this Syracuse offense so fun to watch. You see the connectedness, the chemistry. They have a midfielder dodging, drawing to another midfielder up top who then hits their attackers, and they know exactly when to cut. That is what makes this offense so fun to watch.
That was the best goal of the game for the Orange, who we've seen glimpses, but for long stretches of this game, you've wondered where this Syracuse offense we've seen all season has been. But in crunch time, they have taken control of this game. A 2-goal lead as we tick under 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in regulation.
You can see the UNC team ready to take the field after this game is over.
Tyrell kept it and scores! Meaghan Tyrell, back-to-back goals, a little trickery. And the Orange lead is 3.
That's what makes Meaghan Tyrell in the conversation for the Player of the Year award. Someone needs to step up, create the separation, and Meaghan Tyrell is the one that answers the call. Another assistant goal. Watch her drop her stick and then the riser of that shot. So she just gets a step on her defender, drops her stick low, the placement upper corner. Both Tyrell goals, 2 goals back-to-back in 49 seconds.
Put that on the Tewaaraton highlight reel, right?
Draw controls even for both teams, 14 for each squad. A really important possession here. Syracuse has the ability, if they get possession, to really create some separation. Virginia Tech has not gone away this entire game, but they're going to need to start getting the ball back right now. Just 5 minutes to go in this contest.
The Hokies scored at the 6:27 mark to make it a 1-goal game. Back-to-back Meaghan Tyrell goals have given the Cuse some cushion here with under 5 minutes to play.
Olivia Regano is going to be given a yellow card for the check. She's going to be silenced. This is not what Virginia Tech needed. Watch the check. So it's one-handed, which can be considered reckless. Goes across the body, hits that shoulder area.
Easy call.
Yeah, great call by the official, and the right call. But you got Vergano, your leading goal scorer, now sidelined for up to 2 minutes and put Syracuse in a great position now to work the clock. They still want to be aggressive. So that's one of the issues. They would need to protect this lead, but still be aggressive. But right now they can work the clock to their advantage. And if I'm Virginia Tech, even though you're down a player, I start to play a little bit aggressively. Still plenty of time.
Because it's now or never.
It's now or never. So I would start to pressure out. You don't want them to really work the clock. Force them to go to cage. Your goalies are making some good stops.
And even though Virginia Tech would be eligible because they're above 500, likely on the outside of the bubble. So this is your season on the line.
This is your season on the line. If Virginia Tech ends up losing this game, I still think they probably go home and practice until the selection Sunday happens. They'll just have to rely on other teams. Hopefully no bid stealers happen for their case, but a win today, I think, would assuredly get them into the tournament. Virginia Tech needs to start amping up the pressure. I'd start pressuring
I agree. The down a player maybe is what Virginia Tech's thinking, but time is not on their side. Torres got a piece of it. Emma Tyrell! Was she in the crease is the question.
They're going to crease.
Wow, that's a gift.
A huge turn of events, and it looks like they're going to be a timeout called.
Now, Kayla Traynor wants to challenge this call. Wants to review a goal-scoring opportunity. We'll take a look at it. Emma Tyrell was on the turf, but was she in the crease?
We got to see that. It looks like that right leg. I don't see that right leg. And was she pushed? So you can use this official review to determine whether the player shooting has stepped on or onto that goal circle, or another player of the attacking team has entered the goal circle. And if the act of stepping onto the goal circle was a result of a foul. So, let's take a look at what the refs are looking at on DV Sport. So this is what they're being shown. Watch 24 in white. Oh, that foot, and now, even if it enters in the air, I think you can see that right foot is over the goal line. So it doesn't necessarily have to make contact with the ground, but if you break the plane, that would be considered in the crease. Now, I just was looking at your foot. Was she pushed into, which is key. Let's take a listen.
The call on the field is confirmed. Foot was in the circle, no goal. Goalie ball. Still have a player in the box.
All right, so you heard it there from Larry Carr, no goal. Foot was in the crease. So Virginia Tech now with a chance, trailing by 3. 3:29 remaining.
And that's Syracuse's second review, Jay.
So they are out of reviews for the remainder of the game.
But one review, right, the Rishko goal was considered not a goal, so that will not count to the 2 reviews. So because they were correct on it, they should maintain 1. If you're incorrect, you lose it.
Syracuse piling on the pressure on the ride.
Lucky break, that was tipped off by Syracuse. So important clear right now. Syracuse needs to be smart, control the foul, don't get a yellow card. Oh, they're gonna say a check across the body. It looked like a clean check by Meaghan Tyrell.
Kayla Trainer's on the field arguing that check.
She's got to get off the field. Don't want to get herself in a...
Exactly. Well, Virginia Tech has to hurry, right, Sheehan? A lot of standing around, down 3 with under 3 to play.
Well, you want to make sure you get yourself set up and the ball in the right person's hands. Blair Guy has had the hot stick, 5 goals on 5 shots. But who's going to take it? Ella Rishko's been phenomenal this season. Olivia Vergano.
Rishko has it here. Off to Claire Shada. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Can't afford to come up empty on this possession. Weaving through traffic, Kayla Frank lost the handle, but contact came in.
Kayla Frank's able to draw that foul. Looks like her head went into the body of the Syracuse player. Take a look here. Frank just trying to protect her stick, and as she's trying to dodge out, she runs into Olsen.
Virginia Tech has been excellent on the 8-meter today. 4 of 6 on free positions.
See the officials discussing. I think that head contact, I don't know, like maybe they're discussing whether that, if a card should be issued.
We'll take one more look.
You don't usually see a body foul like this. But take a look. Does the defender have position? Number 17, I think the defender was in the right position. Does she move into her? I don't think she moves into her. Looks almost like,
if anything,
Frank is
it's the
going
head of Frank, right?
Yeah. Now, could they be thinking maybe the ball goes the other direction? Does Frank lean in? Now, they don't, this is not a reviewable opportunity, so.
But they are taking a long time to discuss this on the field.
And clearly you want to get the decision right. We had the refs mic'd up in the NCAA tournament last year on the championship weekend, and that was amazing to be able to get insight into some of these conversations. Two minutes and 9 seconds left to go in this game. Plenty of time for Virginia Tech, but they're going to have to score on this possession to keep things close. We'll see what's going to be the outcome of this officials' conversation. Ball is in Kayla Frank's stick.
So all that discussion, no yellow card came out. So the original call stands. Frank one-on-one with Schweitzer, scores! Perfectly placed. And Kayla Frank has given the Hokies life. Down 2 with 2 minutes to play.
Well, that was perfectly executed, from getting the possession from Syracuse end defensively, drawing the foul on their offensive end, and Kayla Frank explodes. Now, does she enter at the crease? It almost looks like her body hits the crease line. Is that a knee?
Well, we saw a Duke goal called out earlier.
She's on
the knee and the hand.
The knee and the hand.
And you said Syracuse still had a review left, right?
We got to officially check that, but they had the review on the Rishko goal earlier that was considered a no goal.
I heard from the table official that no more reviews for Syracuse.
Well, that's interesting. So under the new rule, both teams have 2 video requests per game. Now, maybe that was called by, I don't know, doesn't make sense to me. If the original on-field call is overturned, the team will retain this request.
Critical draw control. Still loose. And Virginia Tech has it. And here we go, Hokies down 2 with a chance. Would be the biggest upset of the season in this sport. Not just in the ACC, but in the country. It could be a win that puts Virginia Tech in the NCAA tournament. Vergano on a mission. Schweitzer snuffs her out. And an offensive foul is the call. Syracuse ball.
Defenses love a charge call.
And now the shot clock is off, so all the Orange needs to do is kill this clock.
Maintain composure. You can use the entire field. They don't need to get in a certain area. You can go back to Delaney Schweitzer and Cage.
You pull the goalie now. You have to.
You got it. You want the ball back. So now Virginia Tech, this is just a hunt. And Syracuse can make them play a game of chase.
They've got to send everybody to the ball. This clock continues to run, under 40 seconds now. And the shot clock is off. It's still one-on-one defense.
And at this point in the game, you're so tired. You gotta work the double teams right now. You have teamwork. Try to force them to the sideline.
Meaghan Tyrell, an endless motor. And this yellow card virtually ends the game.
Gonna be much easier for Syracuse to move the ball. They get a breather right now, can regroup and run this clock out.
Well, credit Virginia Tech. Not many thought that they would put up this level of fight. But it is not enough. This Syracuse team, a big-time scare in the quarterfinal, but 18 seconds away now from advancing to the semifinal.
Virginia Tech put up the fight. Syracuse survives this test. A hard-fought game where they had to work.
Meaghan Tyrell clinches this Syracuse win. 2 goals late in the fourth quarter. And those 2 goals, the difference in this game. 14-12 the final. Syracuse, the 3rd team to clinch a spot in the ACC championship semifinal.